Threads of light. In the soft, fuzzy town of Looming by the Glen, everything was made of the finest wool. The trees were puffs of green fleece, and the paths were woven from sturdy gray yarn. Layla and Yusuf were the best of friends, always ready for a new day of helping others. Layla carried her glowing lantern, and Yusuf wore his satchel full of useful bits of twine and buttons. As the sun began to set behind the rolling wool hills, Layla's lantern started to hum with a gentle light. "Look, Yusuf," she whispered, pointing toward a small cottage at the edge of the glen. "Mrs. Salma's house looks so dim today. In our faith, we are taught that a neighbor in need is a call to our hearts." Yusuf nodded, his brown wool hair bouncing as he hurried to catch up. "And I remember being told that we should love our neighbors as ourselves," he added. He reached into his satchel, feeling for the colorful threads he had saved from the town's weaver. He wanted to make sure they had everything they needed to help. They reached the cottage and found Mrs. Salma sitting on her porch. Her felt flower beds, once bright and cheerful, were tangled and drooping. The wind had tossed the woolly petals everywhere. "Oh, children," Mrs. Salma sighed. "The wind was too strong for an old woman like me to tidy up today." Layla stepped forward with a smile. Yusuf stepped up beside Mrs. Salma and showed her the treasures in his bag. "Don't you worry, Mrs. Salma," he said kindly. "We have plenty of hands and plenty of thread. We can fix these flowers and make them stand tall again. Kindness is like a thread that never breaks." Layla and Yusuf went to work. Layla used the light from her lantern to see into the dark corners of the garden where the petals had blown. She gathered them carefully, treating each piece of wool as if it were a precious jewel. "Sharing our time is the best kind of charity," she told Yusuf. Yusuf used his spool of blue yarn to tie the drooping felt stems to small wooden stakes. He moved quickly and carefully, making sure every flower was secure. He knew that small acts of service could make a big difference in someone's day, just as his family had always taught him. Layla noticed a small tear in Mrs. Salma's woolly shawl and sat beside her. "May I help with this too?" she asked gently. With a needle from Yusuf's kit, she stitched the edges together. Mrs. Salma watched with tears of joy in her eyes. "You children carry the light of goodness in your souls," she whispered. When the work was done, the garden looked more beautiful than ever. Mrs. Salma stood up and gave Yusuf a warm pat on the shoulder. "Thank you for looking after your neighbor," she said. The cottage no longer looked dim. It glowed with the warmth of friendship and the light from Layla's lantern. As Layla and Yusuf walked back home, the stars began to twinkle like tiny stitches in the dark velvet sky. They felt a wonderful glow in their chests. They had learned that when they shared their light and their time, the whole world of Looming by the Glen became a warmer, softer place to live.